Welcome to Financial Hot Sauce, everybody. I would like to help people, especially young people or people who might be thinking about financial or investing things and haven't really thought about how do I start, because there's so much information and I'm using the platform to hopefully give information that may be useful. That's all I can hope for. That's why we like to be Financial Hot Sauce, a little bit spicy, and we're independent, always. Okay? This is public service. That's what we look at. Today, I'd like you to think about what's called assets and liabilities. No, I'm not being a boring accountant, a tax accountant going on about assets and liabilities. Let's look at life in general, because I was teaching 14-year-olds this week, and it's different things that you love, right? If we really, really love Taylor Swift, or if we really, really love golf or fencing, and you spend money on it because you love it and it gives you joy, that's different. Or your house that you're going to love to live in. If it's an investment, that's a different thing. You should be thinking of it as, is it an asset or liability? So if I'm buying a house as an investment that I want to sell because it's supposed to grow and make me money so I can retire well or buy another house, that's got to be an asset. And I need to evaluate, or I need to judge it as an asset that will build me wealth, right? Different to if I have a house or whatever that I really, really love and it's my forever home. It never is, guys. People don't get forever homes. And also you get bored with it, okay? So things that you might think, it's like your first boyfriend or girlfriend. I think very few of us end up with our first love at 12 that we marry for 50 years. Doesn't happen, okay? Investment is the same. You should be learning as you go. And you will find there's assets, but more likely at the beginning, there's more liabilities. Liabilities are negatives. So when we buy something new, you should say, is this an asset that will help me with my whatever long-term goal is? Or is it a liability? Okay? Like if I buy a new phone, it could be an asset, because if I'm using the new phone to generate videos and I charge people $500 for generating videos, that's actually an asset, isn't it? Because it brings in money. I might still have my daytime job, but I'm using my phone to create content that I sell, right? Don't justify it, be honest. Is it truly an asset or more of a liability? Because if I buy a new phone and I buy it on a credit card, I've got interest. Even if I pay full, I've got to pay something to the bank or American Express or Afterpay or whatever, isn't it? So it's actually not. And is it making you money? No. If it's not making you money, because like this YouTube, as you can see, we're not making money from this. Don't delude yourself into saying that one day it will generate money, especially if you're not prepared to put in the time and the work. You're just justifying things. So that's a liability. Okay? So it might be a good idea during this holiday season to do a self-audit and think, is this an asset or a liability? And do a bit of a KonMari, clear things out, because I think you don't have to be a total minimalist, but I think Japanese way of thinking for clearing space is useful. We should start evaluating, is it an asset or is it a liability? If I spend $50 on an ETF, which is exchange traded fund, and it potters along and grows, that's an asset because it's generating little dividends or money. And if I look at it 10 years from now, that $50 may be $150. If I spend $50 on my new lip gloss, I don't, as some people do, I think within 6 months, that's pretty much either sitting in the drawer or it's got expired. It's not an asset. And then if I have bought it on a credit card, I'm still paying off, aren't I? So that's a liability. So your choice, how you live, is maybe looking at things in terms of asset and liability. Yeah? I think this also applies to our friends or people we know. Because as an older person, I say your best friend, I mean, I still have friends from my uni days or whatever, but very few people will go through life with you. So a lot of the times when you're young, you have a whole group of friends. Some are good friends, some are not so good friends. They give you a good time, but maybe they make you spend too much money, drink too much alcohol, maybe do drugs or whatever it is. Are they your asset or a liability friend? Or gossip, because I think gossip's also quite toxic. You know, people talk about other people. These are not good people long term. They just waste time. Because what they're doing is, when you're gossiping about other people, you're wasting time, you're reinforcing bad behavior, and who cares? You know, you have a life to live. You only get one life to live really well. Why talk about other people's misfortunes or fortunes? That doesn't really affect you. Just stay on path, same as investing. See how I brought it back? Assets and liabilities, right? So stick to your long-term goal. If your long-term goal is to be financially literate, that's why you're here, I hope. If your long-term goal is to have your own home, get married, raise children, save up for kids' education, these are all possible. But you need to start evaluating and working towards that goal now, because that might happen in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, but if you don't start now, it's not going to happen, right? Just like you want to lose weight, you got to start now, right? Not tomorrow, next week, the week after when you get a new paycheck and you go join the gym. You got to start walking now, hun. Do one push-up today, even if you can't do it. I guarantee you'll be better tomorrow or next week. Same with investment. You stick with financial hot sauce, you'll learn something, you'll go off and look at who are these beta shares, who are these ETF. Why shouldn't I go and get the first app off the rank and put money in it? Because that first app that's got the nice YouTube advertising or whatever search engine optimization, because they spend money on marketing. So you should be thinking, is this a good app for me? Is it going to be asset long term, or will it be a liability long term? So today's big lesson is, let's start thinking about assets and liabilities. Thank you, and have a good week, weekend, whatever.